basically, and when we need to use it, and also it will be useful when you're going to attend an interview and they'll be questioning you, right? What is feature toggles? Those kind of things. So in order to know why we need to, I mean, what is a feature toggle? First, we should know that, and then at what scenarios we have to use that, right? So there are multiple cases uh, that needs to be identified. Okay, so when you go with the traditional approach, out systems, if you go out systems, so there are a lot of things where you can control your code, right? Let's say if you're coding multiple things and you want to show something else for a particular environment. Basically, we will be having multiple environments, right? Dev, QA, and production, pre-production. There are a lot of environments. So like that, so whenever we are developing some feature in a dev environment, at the same time, QA also will need a build to test, right? In that case, we will be deploying our in-progress work also to QA. But those works need not be visible to QA, right? Because we only developing the features. That features can be only visible to developers itself. It is not appropriate to display the QA people because that's not it ready. That user story is not it ready, and that will cause confusions. I'm not telling about QA. Maybe you can think about UAT perspective. Let's say our application went to UAT, and in the UAT, the client, UAT, right? Client team will be testing the application, and they'll be providing the feedbacks after our UAT release. Uh, for QA, we'll be releasing frequently. Maybe in a sprint itself, we will release to QA multiple times. But for UAT, it will be a definitive timeline. Maybe we will know the timeline, right? Let's say after 2 to 3 sprints, we should give to UAT. After some user story passed or some phase completed, phase one completes, it will be UAT. Phase two completes, then it will again go to UAT. So like that, the testing will happen. So in that case, so UAT testers are testing some features which is already delivered. And we are also developing phase two user stories, which is not required to be visible in the UAT, but that is required in dev and QA, not in UAT. You got me right. So only the phase one features should be visible in UAT, and at the same time, we also need to work on dev and QA, right? Also, we have to deploy the UAT fixes. Let's say the phase one testers started the testing. Let me share my screen so that it will be. Okay, let's have like this. Dev, QA, UAT, prod. So these are the environments that we have, right? And project A, let's say. So this project A, we are separating to three phases. Let's say phase one, two, and three is the final phase. Okay, and each phase contains, uh, let's say, 10 epics. Uh, each epic contains uh, 10 user stories and something like that. So user story will go with the task. task, subtask, something like that. So this is the hierarchy, right? When we do the development. So I mean in our company, I mean currently we are very minimal. We are following the Jira and all, right? So this one, maybe I'll explain you quickly. Post this, I mean post this um, feature toggle things, right? So that you may get a picture on that part. Okay, let's say in a project A you're working on, we'll have three phases. So the each phase contains some epics. Epics is nothing but one epic is a group of user stories called one epic, right? So like group of epics, we can make them as a this phase one, phase two, phase three, like that, right? And this one user story can have multiple tasks and subtasks created in it. So this is how the hierarchy will go. Let's say this phase one have completed and UAT is delivered. Phase one done, QA is also done, UAT is also done. Let's say let's don't touch the production now. So our code is went to these, I mean past these three stages, I mean two stages. UAT testing is going on. Okay. Now this UAT is nothing but the users, I mean the client side personas to test the application. Okay. Now we can expect some bugs, right? May expect some issues from UAT. So this is a kind of split. Now the development team after delivering this phase one started uh, phase two user story as well as phase one bug fixes, UAT fixes. So here comes the thing, right? So phase one bug fixes also should go in, and as well as the phase two development also should go in. But for UAT, we should not show the phase two items in UAT. Only the phase one bug fixes will be visible to the UAT. But this phase two will go to the testers. Phase two user story and bug fixes goes to, right. So until QA, we can have all the things, but for UAT, we should have only the phase one items until we deliver the phase two. Let's say this phase two is still in progress, so it will be delivered maybe after some 2 to 3 sprints, right? So for this purpose only, why I'm explaining is for this purpose, we are using the feature toggle, right? So here comes the feature toggle. The name itself is a feature, right? So we call everything, uh, uh, every user story as a feature, okay? So let's say one feature we need to display in one environment and we have to hide it in another environment. Uh, can you tell me in our systems how we can, without this feature toggle, how we can mm, configure these settings? Can someone answer this? If by default, what are the options we have in our systems?
We can do by user level access, Arvind. Am I right?
User access, yeah, that one also we can do. You mean the roles, right?
Yes.
Okay, roles. Hmm. We can grant role and revoke roles in each environment, like that you're saying. Okay, that
Yes.
can be done. Any other? We have site properties, right? So through site properties also we can, if we enable that property to true, then that will be visible in the UI. If it is false, it will not be visible. Like that we can manage. So with these are the default ones, but for each feature we cannot create. I mean, we can create multiple site properties, but it's not manageable, right? So you can have it in a single module, and also you have to write a lot of logic in each and every places where you have to use and server side things and all. So in order to avoid these manual works, we already have a component in our systems called a feature toggle. This is a forge component. So this feature toggle is a lifetime component. This one we need to configure it like, the architecture dashboard and some other things which is available in the lifetime plugins. Like that, this feature toggle also we have to configure it in lifetime. Why? Because it involves all the environments, not only in dev or QA, right? So it involves all the environments. So that's the first thing. And secondarily, you have to install the feature toggle configurations in the each environment as well. So how we will configure is lifetime install lifetime active plugin. This is one, right? And so for dev only, let's do that. For dev, install the FT client. So this is a normal component where we will install the feature toggle in dev. And when you do the deployment from dev to QA, QA to UAT, you can deploy this to the next higher environments. Yeah, this is how the configuration will work for feature toggle. Let me show you the component. See, if you just Google it, you will get this feature toggle management, and you can also read the things, feature toggle management, what it will do, and all these purposes. And if you check it, here you can just go ahead and add new FT. Add new FT means it's a feature toggle. Uh, and you can name it as like here if you check admin panel, new invite flow logic. So this is a something they have introduced a new feature, right? And this feature they enabled in all the environments, development, testing, production. So it will be visible in all the environments. And if you check below, my orders, create order, new experience. So this is a new feature they have uh, created. Just this is just a name. You can rename it anything, right? Like site properties you create, right? That's how you will create a new feature toggle in this portal in lifetime. Now you created this and you enabled it in dev and testing, not in production. Why it is not enabled in production is it is not ready. It is still under development or still in testing. So after testing only we will push to production, right? So it's not enabled, meaning if you deploy these changes to production also, until you enable this, it will not be visible in production, right? It's a toggling feature like that. So you may ask how it will work if I create this feature toggle, how it will toggle my features in UI, right? Obviously, it will not do magic. You have to define with this name, right? Let's say this is you created this feature toggle record. With this name, you have to copy this and in feature toggle component. So if you install this feature toggle component, you will get the component OML and all, right? You will get that installed, and from there you can check this name is available or not with the configuration. Maybe if it is from dev, it will give you the configuration, whether it is enabled or not. If it is enabled, then you can easily show it. I'll show you how to do that, right? So this is the component, and if you come here, you have the how to use section where you can read it, feature toggle. So this how to install, how to use. This how to install session covers all the installation, like as I did, right? This lifetime install lifetime plugin and install the FT client thing and all. I have installed this in our ETPL environment. Maybe you can have a look on how is this handled. This is not my this is not our E1 laptop, so this is a client laptop, so I can't open it. Maybe I'll show it later part. So in this feature toggle, this is our um, project currently we are working on it, right? So I just wanted to tell you how we are using it. Let me open that. So after configuring the lifetime, this feature toggle library, right? So this is the plugin where you can install it, and this lib has all the things which is configured already. Let's say we go to this. Yeah. So all these feature toggle underscore lib will have the default actions which is available. So they have already written this. We can open it and check. You can have a look on this, what is inside. And this feature toggle client FS is also one of the things which is already, if you install the demo, the feature toggle demo, there you will have this client FS and all. So if you open this, where you can write your logic, basically. This sync feature toggle configuration, right? I'll tell you how it will work. So in lifetime, you just go to the feature toggle as it is. Yeah, like this, you have to navigate it. And then you can create a new feature toggle, record here in lifetime. Once it is created, you have to call this action. This sync feature toggle configuration, what it will do is, it will get all the feature toggles you created on the lifetime, which is a server, right? So it will get all the feature toggles and it will sync serialize in this output will return all the feature toggles you configured from lifetime. It will serialize it and then assign it to the client variable, right? And then in your application, you can call this get feature toggle by ID by passing the toggle ID and module name. So what are these two things, right? So this is the feature toggle ID, this admin underscore pan underscore, right? This is the ID, you have to pass it. And if you pass it, it will return you the details of the feature toggle you configured over there. And it will check if it is empty true, is on false. If it is empty false, so you will pass this feature toggle ID and it's a log basically. So here is on as the value which is returned from the server configuration where you get. So in the end user application, you you have to call this sync feature toggle configuration, which is from this FT client, right? So FT client FS. So here you have this client action added already. This public client action, you have to call it in your end user module on application ready, this one. So if you do this sync, it will sync the feature toggles, and then so whenever you call this get feature toggle by ID, it will return you the output, right? First, so this will automatically sync it. You know, right? What is a sync means? From server to client, it will sync each time this application is ready. Let me find usages. Okay, this is one of the scenario it is used. Login. Okay. See, this is invalid permission screen, right? So basically, if there is no permission for a user, we will show this screen. In this invalid permission screen, we have a login button. So when this button is clicked, right, we will call this get feature toggle by ID, this one, by passing the feature toggle ID, which is configured in the lifetime, right? So if you pass this, you will and the module name also you can pass. So it will return you the feature toggle you configured, whether it is on in dev or not. So you are calling it from the dev, right? So it will check it and return you whether it is on. If it is on, we are we are redirecting it to the different login. If it is not on, then we are redirecting it to the some other login URL. It's a SSO basically, so we're just redirecting to the another URL. So like this, you can implement. So this is in the logic level, and you can also do it in the UI. So I think that is done on the CW core widgets and all. So basically, this is it. You can. So I'm unable to explain the full things due to time constraint. But you can just go ahead to our ETPL and play with this feature toggle things, how it works and um, how it is functions, right? Now, I hope you uh, basically got the information as what is feature toggle, right? So at next time we don't need to panic. Oh, what is feature toggle? Like that, right? I don't know what is that like. It's just toggling features on different environments. That's it. So out of which it has some configurations into your different environments. So if you go through the documentation, you will get to know deeper insights into it, right? Uh, that's it on this feature toggle. If you have any questions, just ping me or you can post it in the group. I can reply back. One more thing, I missed it, right? The Jira things. If possible, I will quickly show you how it is, how we are doing it, the things in Jira. So we mostly work on Agile, right? In Agile, we will have Scrum meetings, which is a daily meeting where you will have the updates, your status updates, your Scrum Master uh, leading the call, and so you will be providing your updates in that meeting. So that's how it will work. So on a daily basis, uh, Jira should be updated. So I'll tell you some best guidelines where you can follow it in your projects if you're already following or if you're going to work on a Jira. It's Jira is nothing project management tool where you can create your tasks, create your epics, create your user stories to work on it, right? So whenever you create it, let's say this is a example of epic. So if you find this icon and I'm hovering this is a epic, right? So initiative. Let's not worry about this. So it's an epic. In this Epic, let's say container details page. It's a container management, container details page. In this Epic, we have one user story, a lot of bugs, and a lot of tasks created. Yeah. So anything, if you create a task or user story, that should be linked to a parent one, right? It should not be independent task. So if you're creating a task, let's say I want to add a login button and its functionality. Then obviously that login button and its functionality should be linked to a login epic. So you might have a login epic or a user management epic, right? So with that you can link it. Why that should be linked is so when you open this epic, you will automatically see the child issues like this. So you can keep track of it. Otherwise, you will feel like lost. So you can't track anything, right? So someone works on something, so you can't track anything. So some basic guidelines I'll tell you. So these Jira things, maybe we can take a deeper look later. So whenever a task is created, I'll open a task, for example. Let's see, someone created it in a details page. So this is a kind of user story, right? As a user, I'd like to do something so that I can see this thing, right? And then the description, it has a lot of things on this user story, what needs to be done, covered. So all the details that you're going to work will be there and it will be useful. So in the user story, it will be captured. What should be there? What are the fields that needs to be? So there will be some refinements after creating. Usually the BA, right? You know, the business analyst who will create these user stories and they will explain you how you need to do the flow and all. And then you can ask questions to them or the clients so that that will be called as refinement. So you guys will ask questions. So if we do this, it will be like that. In our systems, we can't do this. Or if we can do this, but in this way. Or if we can do this way, our product will be more good. Something like some suggestions or some things that will be comes under the refinement. So those meetings and all will comes along with the sprint and all, right? So so when you're creating a user story or a task, that should have the assignee. So who is going to work on? Assignee is important, right? So without a assignee, you will not know what is who is working on that particular Jira. That's first part. And if you check the status, there are a lot of status in this, right? So you have to update the status if you are working on it. Let's say at initial stages, the status will be backlog or to do, right? To do means we are going to do or it's not yet started, something like that. So if you're starting it, it should be in development or in progress, something like that. So these status things, your Scrum Master will configure it in each Jira. So it might not be same status for all the projects, right? I'm just showing this current project thing. So you have to change the status first. The assignee should be mandatory, and then some estimates. So this original estimate, you can just put a high level estimate, how much time it will take for you to develop, right? So that one you can do it like 1 day, 2 days, like that you can estimate it. And then you can also, so if you estimate, this time tracking will open. So like let's say I have spent 1 day and then at which date it is started, this time and all. So this time tracking, you can put it so that you worked on this much time in this particular task. So we can track it easily. We are following story points in this project, which is very useful for the sizing of a particular task or user story. Like sizing means how much complexity it is. Like It's a Fibonacci series, uh, 1, 2, 3, 5, like that, right? So that series will go on. Um, Based on that weightage, we'll calculate, okay, this task will take this much time, or this is a heavy task, something like that. And yeah, obviously this parent, as I said, it should be linked with the parent and the sprint, which sprint we are working on, the priorities of these things. Yeah. One more very important thing is, so when you're uh, working on a particular thing on a daily basis, just update the comments. Just go there in the task, update the comments. This is how I have completed this much percentage. If you have any blockers, just mention it in the comments. Mention the respective person. Like if you see here, the Manoj Bhavli, they have mentioned it and asked some questions, right? Something like that. You have to ask questions in the comments itself, so that on the next day when Scrum meeting starts, right? When the Scrum Master reviewing it, she might get to know, okay, these are the pending items. We will have a track of what we are doing in each task, right? So the most important thing I feel in every Jira task is we have to update our comments on a daily basis. So that is the primary thing from my perspective. Yeah. So this is just a basic overview I've given. This is out of the topic that we have taken today. Mm, yeah, please ask if you have any questions from me. The feature toggles. Pradeepa, I think we are done. If no one
Yeah,
has any questions, we can wrap it up.
yeah, nice, Aravind, actually. So even though few of the persons we are not aware of the Jira software, we know the
No,
Jira, but actually,
I haven't explained fully. It has a lot of things in it, but some basic things I tried to explain it.
yeah, thanks, Aravind, actually. So,
Yeah.
guys, do you have any other questions to ask with Mr. Aravind?
No, Pradeepa. The
Yeah,
only person speak
yes.
is Pradeepa and Deepak. Why no one is speaking in? It should be interactive, right? Is anyone shy to speak or? what's the issue?
What about Shaumya, Kritika, Usha, Kamal, Gokul, Sudha, Varuni? Anyone else?
Okay,
Yeah,
Pradeepa, I think we can wrap
no
up.
issues. Yeah, yeah.
I have another
Thank you so
call
much.
in
Yeah,
some
yeah,
time.
sure,
So
sure,
yeah, thank you,
sure.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Aravind. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you,
Bye
Aravind.
bye.